Welcome, dear Dharma brothers and sisters, to our Dharma series with Khenpo Tenzin, The Path to Awakening. We will begin this morning in our yellow prayer book on page 1 with opening prayers. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to Bodhichitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to Bodhichitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to Bodhichitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to Bodhichitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to Bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to Bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and in the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and in the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Page 7. An infinite array of worlds, each with 4 continents and the wealth of infinite oceans of realms. If I bring them all to mind and offer them without exception, please hold with compassion all the beings they contain. My body, enjoyments, and whatever I own, my aggregates, elements, and sense sources, my aspirations now and in times to come, as well as everything I grasp as mine, by offering them all may I be blessed with the end of self-grasping. Completely liberated from the bounds of real and unreal, transcending the names and concepts of arising, cessation, and abiding, coming and going, affirmation and denial, the Supreme Mandala is the natural state. By offering it, may I be blessed to attain the state of Buddhahood. Om Guru Devadatta Kini Ratna Mandala Pratyushta Swaha. Namo, to the Guru, the utter purity of all appearance and existence, I offer all appearance and existence arisen as the primordial ground. I supplicate you, may the three realms be completely liberated. Please grant blessings to empty samsara from its depths. Lord, with five omniscient wisdoms, crown ornament, kind one with loving nature, precious protector of beings, heart of all Buddhas, inexpressible by words or thought, I supplicate you from the core of my mind. Bless me from within the state of Dharmata. Bless me to realize this mind primordially pure and unborn as the unfathomable Dharmakaya. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the greater and lesser vehicles and the teachings common to both, according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings. We'll now go to our blue Drikunkagyu prayer book on page 12 to read the 7 branches of the mantra that are called Sarkangma. I gaze upon the supreme self-arisen Lama seated on the immutable, spontaneously established throne here in the mandala of primordially pure mind, as it is in the supreme palace of all victorious ones of the 3 realm times. I gaze upon the supreme Lama who is meaningful to behold. The instant I behold that great bliss of Dharmadhatu, I cross the vast ocean of samsara and arrive at the blissful pure ground. With the eye of wisdom I gaze unwaveringly upon the Lama, the victorious hero in the battle. Just by remembering that refuge, all afflicting emotions, thoughts, and the hordes of martyrs are defeated. In your body, the victorious ones of the 3 times of all 10 directions appear together with their offspring. With joy I gaze upon your body, adorned with all the major and minor marks, seated on the throne of fearlessness, lotus, sun, and moon. 3 kayas, nature of the mind, vajrayana, you are inseparable from great bliss. Bowing down to you with innumerable bodies like cloud banks, yearning with a full voice, I prostrate and go for refuge. Your body, the nature of precious Bodhichitta, is inseparable from all the victorious ones of the 3 times. Thus, all Buddha fields are permeated by your body, and within your body, all Buddha fields appear. I bow down to the glorious one. With your flawless melodious speech like an ocean of ambrosia, you show all phenomena to be unborn, thereby defeating the Mount Meru of views. I prostrate to your unhindered Vajra speech. In the mandala of immutable mind beyond thought, you never move from the equanimity state of Dharmadhatu, yet you hold the wisdom power of knowing the 3 times. I prostrate to the spontaneously established non-duality. Even if expressed during all oceans of kalpas by the victorious ones without exception, the qualities of your body, speech, and mind would not be completed. I prostrate to you who possess limitless qualities. Until the ocean of samsara is exhausted, you perform the supreme activities that ripen all sentient beings. I prostrate to you, the Lama who is the manifold, effortlessly arising, unceasing, supreme refuge. Oceans of emanated offerings to you delight the victorious ones and ripen all sentient beings. Having completely filled the Dharmadhatu, I make this unsurpassed offering unceasingly. From the heart palace of the great being radiates the light of immeasurable Bodhichitta. Thus, in all the pure lands of the 10 directions, innumerable beautiful offering goddesses manifest, holding water, flowers, incense, lamps, supreme scents, and food. From the cloud banks of offerings, rain falls, delighting the victorious ones of the 3 times. Thereby filling the spheres of realms, I make offerings to the victorious ones of the 3 times. Light radiates once more from the body of the victorious one, manifesting parasols, victory banners, draped banners, canopies, musical instruments, garments, precious jewels, medicine, and grains. I offer ocean-like cloud banks of these manifold offerings. The 7 precious royal attributes like the wheel, the 7 subsidiary ones like the mansion, the auspicious substances, the substances of the cities, and so on, have arisen from the 2 accumulations. Please accept these offerings. Furthermore, I behold in my mind and offer to the protector of offerings throughout the limitless pure lands of the victorious ones that belong to an owner and do not belong to an owner, and all that is worthy to be offered. I offer all pure lands of the victorious ones of the three times, which are the very pure mandalas of the three kayas, completely filled with flawless prosperity. Please accept these offerings, you, the Lord of compassion. To you, protector, I offer my body, speech, and mind, all wealth equal to space without exception, and all the virtues accumulated in the three times. Out of compassion, please accept these for the benefit of all sentient beings. By seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and recollecting the Vajra goddesses of form, sound, odor, taste, and tangible objects, the three obscurations are purified. I offer the goddesses of sensual objects to you. Please accept them, immaculate, victorious Lord. The Vajra, goddesses of body, nature of form, is the supreme goddess of fully purified ignorance. I merge her with the eyes of the Lama, Lord of Dharma. Please accept this in the great bliss of non-duality. The Vajra, goddess of mind, nature of sound, is the supreme goddess of fully purified hatred. I merge her with the ears of the Lama, Lord of Dharma. Please accept this in the great bliss of non-duality. The Vajra, goddess of qualities, nature of odor, is the supreme goddess of fully purified arrogance. I merge her with the nose of the Lama, Lord of Dharma. Please accept this in the great bliss of non-duality. The Vajra, goddess of speech, nature of taste, is the supreme goddess of fully purified desire. I merge her with the tongue of the Lama, Lord of Dharma. Please accept this in the bliss of non-duality. The Vajra, goddess of activity, nature of tangible objects, is the supreme goddess of fully purified jealousy. I merge her with the body of the Lama, Lord of Dharma. Please accept this in the bliss of non-duality. The Vajra, goddess of primordially emptiness of all phenomena, nature of sound, is the supreme goddess of fully purified mind, as it is. I merge her with the mind of the Lama, Lord of Dharma. Please accept this in the great bliss of non-duality. I offer means of wisdom inseparable, the supreme victorious ones, the five families with consorts, the assembly of Viras and Dakinis, and the Buddhas filling the limitless sky. Please accept this great bliss. From the equality of all phenomena, the ocean-like samadhi, oceans of unwavering manifestations arise and guide all beings. Please accept the assemblies of the victorious offspring, the bodhisattvas, who rule all Buddha fields. The ones of great fierce wrathful out of immeasurable compassion show grinding teeth and fierce faces on their posing bodies. Please accept these wrathful, victorious ones of primordial wisdom, who defeat the hordes of Maras by the roar of Hum and Pit. All manifold clouds of outer, inner, and secret offerings are offered in this vast mandala of Samantabhadra's mind, within the mode of abiding of unchanging non-duality. The unsurpassed offering of suchness is offered. All phenomena are primally and completely pure mind as it is. Within that, whatever confusion, dualistic appearance of one's self and others, distinction of good and bad, hatred and attachment there might be, each and everything, I confess, may it be purified within that state. With a happy mind, I rejoice in all virtues of the victorious ones of the three times, of the assemblies of the superior ones, of the unceasing wheel of the two accumulations, and of sentient beings. I beseech you, protectors in the worlds of the 10 directions, by completely turning the wheel of stainless Dharma with the sound of the ocean-like branches of melodious speech, please ripen all sentient beings without exception. I beseech you, protectors who abide throughout all realms, please do not pass into nirvana until the exhaustion of the dhatu of space. Rather, fulfill your commitments by abiding permanently. May all sentient beings be established in the unsurpassed supreme state by this virtue, by the virtues accumulated in the three times throughout all samsara and nirvana, and by the undefiled innate virtue. By the light rays of immeasurable great compassion from the palace of body, speech, and mind of the victorious ones, please purify my body, speech, and mind, and thus transform it into your body, speech, and mind. Protector, as you made offerings and delighted the sublime Lama, likewise may I always offer ocean-like clouds of offerings and delight you. May I follow in your footsteps, may I perform limitless activities that do not even waver a hair's lip with respect to the liberation of your body, speech, and mind. May I be renowned in the three worlds. Thus may anybody, just by hearing my name or remembering me, be completely liberated from the tormenting, suffering, and attain the state of great bliss of the victorious ones. May I turn into any form equal to the expanse of sentient beings, taming them according to their needs. Thereupon may they take refuge joyfully and be established in the unsurpassed supreme awakening. Those ones who are oppressed with shrouds of ignorance, who lost the path, who are threatened by afflicting emotions such as the henchmen of the Lord of Death, may helplessly remember me and instantly find the supreme path. Becoming the inexhaustible wheel of ornamentation which is body, speech, and mind of all victorious ones of the three times, may I completely dry out the ocean of samsara and establish all sentient beings in the unsurpassed supreme state. In all my lives may I never be separated from the authentic Lama and enjoy the glories of the Dharma. By completely perfecting the qualities of bhumis and paths, may I swiftly attain the state of the vajrayana.
Tangke tu ji shajire sunro shinje mado tu je ponjam ba sar je lomba da vrji be ko shaje jarbe jadang go jan sar turjin janjin tello naro tang marpa malach je gambo ba pamodre ba jawan ro gong ba ga je la manam je da jo je danan na tsara tam je da la mala ba la ye ji so zon la zon yon den jam zang ala wang den de don jin de be ge le zor da ge lo chu zon ro wa zin je lab da zor chu lam den ro wa zin je lab da zor lan tro wa se wa zin je lab da zor tro wa yi zan ja wa zin je lab da zor Kang tinjin re waran jong ga ba me ba je me ba che ba me ba ta me ba wa me ba ro me ba ta de do me tun je me chu ba ne je je dem zu ba san je ma nan je tam ba de la san za de chen che za wa la ma je je ku zon do je zin lan ta da da ge ju lan pe de da ge tim ba da sin je je don ja chim ban ro bra sin je la de so Dear Dharma brothers and sisters, we recited the 7 branches of the mantra that are called Sekangma. This good fortune. Because this morning I asked to Belly to read this. At that time I thought this is a 7 branch, the beginning of King of Aspiration. But this is, then right now I read, this is Sekangma. It's very nice. It's our fortune. I hope you are enjoy. We are going to learn, discuss, and practice, starting from Refuge to the Vajrayana vehicle. This is the way Buddha become enlightened. Buddha cuts his hair in front of a stupa before he started to practice. This was the refuge. When we take the refuge vow. The Guru cuts over here, which means in this way we are following Buddha's action, and then Buddha started to practice in the Sutara way, and then practiced vajrayana, and then he became enlightened. In degenerate times, everybody is busy. Spiritual masters are busy, and of course, regular people who belong to a family are busy with different jobs. So if one person tries to learn all 84,000 scriptures, it would be pretty hard. I mean, to learn completely all 84,000 scriptures. It's okay if we cannot learn the 84,000 scriptures completely, but it is not okay to not learn any Buddhism. If you are a Buddhist, or if you would like to participate in Buddhism, or you would like to become Buddhist, we don't want to say we should learn everything. I mean all 84,000 scriptures. But we also shouldn't say you don't need to learn anything. If you don't learn about Buddhism, then it is like this story. Around 1950, one English person came to Tibet. And when he saw Potala, everybody knows, right? Potala. He was amazed by the Potala's splendor and beauty. Then he asked someone, who built the Potala? He wondered that. And then that person replied, Gangshi. Who knows? That person, this means who knows? Yeah, Gangshi, this Tibetan. He replied, who knows? Then he wrote. He wrote just Gangshi in his notebook. And then next day he went to the Jokang, which is the temple of famous Buddha's statue. There he asked a person, who made this temple? The person replied, again, Gangshi. Again, replied like that. Then he wrote in his notes. And then one day he came upon a funeral procession. In some parts of Tibet, they carry the dead body and family, friends, and neighbors walk around the dead body. The English person saw that and thought someone important had died. So he asked someone nearby who has died. But that person, then he who has died, he asked. But that person replied, same as the others. Gangshi, that means who know. So then the English person was shocked because he thought one who had built the Potala and Chokang had passed away. So if we don't learn Buddhism, we will end up like that. We are followers of Buddha. We have the same wish as Buddha had. Buddha, his wish was to become enlightened himself. We also have the same wish. Right now, our spiritual teachers, they all understand Dharma and how to practice. Then they practice and they get great results. They successfully accomplish Dharma practice. Through this teaching series, I hope if we cannot completely learn the 84,000 scriptures, we can at least start down that path. So that's why I'm beginning to teach from Refuge, step by step through the vajrayana vehicle. We are going to study, we are going to learn, and it will not take too much time. Only once a week, and if you have questions, and then if you would like to participate in analytical meditation on the 37 ways of a Bodhisattva, then we will meet on Thursday evenings. If you can participate in all of these teachings, not only one session. Of course, if you participate in only one session, that is wonderful. But if you participate from today until the last session on the vajrayana vehicle, then you understand, at least you will understand the direction of Buddhism. I mean, for example, if Buddhism is a mountain, there are many mountains in the east, north, west, south, and so on. And then somebody asks you, where is eastern mountain or western mountains? You can easily point them out. Even if you have not reached the top of these mountains. Similarly, if you follow the course of the series, I think you will understand Buddhism. Actually, don't always think if somebody asks something like that, how will I answer? But you should ask yourself, what is Buddhism? How to practice step by step. We have to practice step by step because we trust karma, cause and effect. Where there is no cause, there is no result. So practice, learning, reflecting, meditation, these are the cause, and then the result will happen. If you accumulate the cause of being a bodhisattva, you will become a bodhisattva. That is your result. If you create the cause of being a Buddha, then you will become Buddha. That is the result. Of course, there are just a few, who in previous lives studied, practiced, accumulated merit. And that's why in this moment they meet their karmically destined guru, the guru with whom they have a special relationship, and they are introduced to the nature of mind, and then they suddenly understand. Just a few practitioners happened are like that. But still, these practitioners need to improve their realization through listening, reflecting, and meditation. That's why gurus limitlessly give us teachings. His Eminence Garchi Rinpoche did not only stay in his retreat hut, and he did not just say, look at your mind. He did not say only that. He has taught us for how many hours, how many days, how many weeks. Only this year and last year, for example. That means we practitioners need to listen, need to reflect, and meditate. If somebody asks, are you Buddhist? You say yes, and then there's no other question. Did you take refuge vow? Because, of course, if you are Buddhist, you took the refuge vow. And then since you took refuge vow, you are a Buddhist. If you are Buddhist, then you are included in the three jewels, because you are Sangha. If you are Sangha, you need to help others. Then how to help others? through Dharma practice. Actually, there are many ways to help, but the most direct way is Dharma. You should help through Dharma practice. In order to help through Dharma practice, you need to know what are the three jewels. What is Buddha? What is Dharma? What is Sangha? And then how the Dharma protects. And likewise Buddha and Sangha. If you know, then you can help purely. Your friends, your family, and also when you know the details, it will help you a lot. For instance, if you want to write a sentence in English, if you know how to spell each and every word, then it is very easy for you. You can write a sentence easily. If we check the dictionary, that means we don't know well or we forget something. If we nothing to learn, if we did not learn anything, any single English words and so on, then even if we had 100 dictionary books in front of us, but then they still could not help. Similarly, just receiving refuge has such a wonderful benefit, but if we learn about this more deeply, it will help in daily life. I can't say exactly the benefit because different people have different situations, but it will help in daily circumstance. You might think, oh, right now I'm going to take refuge in the Buddha. I'm going to utilize Dharma because of the situations. Or now I need to ask for refuge in the Sangha to help with these problems. So when any kind of situation occurs, you can directly apply refuge. And then the three jewels help you directly. So Dharma understanding is extremely valuable, like jewels. This is the real wishful feel jewels. It will help, it will benefit continuously, even though I'm not a great practitioner, but I have a little experience. So I don't mean you should just learn. Once you have learned, then you put your knowledge into action. Then you will gain more benefit. In any case, I did not bring these teachings from only one book or one lineage's system, because one system does not suit everyone. I used four lineages of Tibetan, Buddhism. I compared their methods, and I hope that this teaching will be like one medicine for 100 illness. In brief, there are two types of practitioners: those who gain instantaneous realization and those who realize gradually. Both of kinds of these kinds of practitioners need to progress step by step. The first kind of practitioner progresses little quickly. Second kind of practitioner progresses more gradually. So I tried to assemble this teaching series for both these kind of practitioner, because they both need to progress through the 84,000 scriptures. Okay, so then today I'm going to teach on the three sources of refuge. Three sources of refuge. Three sources of refuge. We call them the doorway to Buddhism, because once we have the refuge vow, we have entered Buddhist path. The refuge vow is the foundation of all Buddhist vows. Let you keep that in your mind. If you don't have refuge vow, you try to take other vows, it's pretty hard. So you must take the refuge vow in order to be Buddhist. But first you need to understand who you are taking refuge in. So today I will introduce these. Your refuge is the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. How do they protect you? Of course, you will not blindly ask them to protect you. Your seeking refuge in them must be based on at least three things. These are fear of the suffering of samsara, compassion and faith in the power of three jewels. When you encounter suffering and see that you don't have the power to relieve it, then you seek out the three jewels, since they can protect you. When you see that all mother thinking beings are also suffering, then you take refuge, not just to protect yourself, but to protect them also. This is in excellent way to take the refuge vow, because compassion is the cause for taking refuge vow. This is for practitioners of higher capacity. But the life force of refuge is faith. Faith. Here, faith means complete trust or confidence in the three jewels. We especially need the three kinds of faith: aspiring faith, yearning faith, and trusting faith. Aspiring faith is when we see the qualities of the three jewels and we feel inspired. Yearning faith is when you admire the qualities of the three jewels and you want to become like them. Trusting faith is knowing that the three jewels will not betray you in this life, next, and the Pardo life. There is also a fourth step of faith, which is that whatever obstacles arise, it does not change one's strength of mind. This comes through listening, reflecting, and meditating on the Dharma. Actually, faith is the foundation of the qualities that come through practiced Dharma. So there is saying from the Sutara that a person with no faith will not receive the blessings. As they say, if a seed burns in fire, it will not grow green sprout. We need to cultivate faith deeply in our hearts. Not just by muting words. Even if you don't have concern about your next life, if you face overwhelming difficulties, you may become suicidal, and their faith, and here faith can help you. If your mind has strong faith, then this faith will help you. This faith will hold your hope. This faith will hold your hope. It is like you are on the edge of a cliff, and your faith brings you back to the center of the path. Normally, our favorite word is trust. Trust is the sun at dawn, whereas faith is like the sun shining fully at midday. When we supplicate it, it's like this example. If you are going to pick an apple from an apple tree, you will use your hand, but the main activity comes from your arm. Without your arm, your hand could not pick the apple. Likewise, if you want to receive the Guru and Yadam deities' blessings and siddhis, supplication is important, but the main thing you need to have faith. In the Suttara, it says, whoever has faith, the Buddha is always in front of them, and from him they will receive empowerment and blessing. Faith is like a wheel that moves you on the path of Dharma. Faith is like a treasure. From it you receive all qualities. So if you have great faith and devotion, you will receive great blessings. If you have little faith, you will receive little blessings. If you have no faith, there will be no blessings. If you have great faith, then you receive great blessings, like in this story. Actually, this story everybody heard often. Even I shared a few times. But this story is very powerful, blessingful. It lots of benefit for me to remember to be mindful on the faith. So I will share again, especially who participate, who first time to participate, to listen to the Dharma. Once there was an old woman who had a son. Her son often went to India for business. The old woman made a request of her son. She said to him, India is the land of Buddha. Please bring me an object I can prostrate to from there. She often asked, but her son always forgot. And so she had no object to prostrate to. Finally, as he left on another trip to India, she said to him, this time if you don't bring me an object to venerate, I will die right in front of you. On his return from the trip, as the son was coming home, he remembered that he was supposed to bring back a holy object for his mother. But again he had forgetting. And he had known. He thought to himself, "What should I do? If I don't bring here a holy object, maybe my mom will die." Then he looked to his right and left, uh, and he found a dog's tooth. And he picked that up and wrapped it in silk. He gave it to his mother and told her, "This is the Buddha's tooth." His mom was so happy, of course, and she offered the tooth many prostrations. She practiced like this for sometimes. And relics appeared from the dog's tooth. One old woman supplicates to a dog's tooth. So we have to know how powerful our this faith, pure faith. Sometimes you read Dharma books, the outside is very expensive, the cover is expensive, nice. Then you give value. If you see some book is very old, something, you will not give value. Then actually some old book, the outside is not so valuable, where it may be covered by old clothes and something. This book will be valuable. I have really experienced when I studied in different lineages. I received a lot of books, so I get lots of deep knowledge from old book. Especially some books I don't know how to use in English, but it's quite hard to see because people always use that book. Their hand, not a hand print, but they don't. They did not in the ancient people. They did not wash hand often. Especially they always do like that. They turn page. That's where there's a lot of dirt. It's pretty hard to touch, but it's really amazing. Big deep knowledge received from there. So everything's are similar. So then what happened? When she died, rainbows and many other auspicious signs appeared. This was through the power of her faith. So we should place our faith in three jewels. If this grandmom, I would like to call her grandmom, she supplicate, she believing in a tooth of a dog. Then she had thus such a wonderful result. Then if we do we faith in three jewels, then of course there are inconceivable benefit, really. But it is depending our faith, right? So we should place our faith in the three jewels. They are the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, because only they have the power to relieve our suffering and lead us through Buddha's stage. Where is Buddha's stage? East, north, south? Or where is Buddha's stage? Buddha's stage is in your mind. Really. We say Dharma Dhatu. Where's Dharma Dhatu? Dharma Dhatu is in our mind. That's where we are going to training the mind, not only training the body. So first we will talk about Buddha, because the Buddha is our principal refuge. The Buddha means the complete ripening of Bodhichitta and purifying of all defilement. The Buddha has successfully accomplished 3 powers by himself. If Buddha did not accomplish 3 powers, then he cannot protect us from samsara. These powers are Bodhichitta, compassion, and omniscience. Due to these 3 powers, Buddha achieved the 4 kayas. First, compassion arose in Buddha's mind because he felt the suffering of all mother sentient beings. Then he continuously cultivated compassion. Then his compassion grew into bodhicitta. And then he practiced bodhicitta unceasingly. And it grew ever more expansive until it became as vast as space. And then it become omniscience. Then through the powers of Buddha's compassion, bodhicitta, and omniscience, he acted for the welfare of all mother sentient beings. And through these activities, the 4 kayas spontaneously appeared for the benefit of sentient beings. So, in this way, Buddha protects us. The 4 kayas are always appearing to us through our 3 doors. Our eyes can see Buddha because he appears as Nirmanakaya. Our minds in meditation can perceive Buddha as Yidam deity because Buddha is Sambhogakaya. We can remove our suffering through Buddha's instructions. This is Sobhavika Kaya. We can dissolve our minds non-dually with Buddha because he is Dharmakaya. The Buddha protects us through his 4 kayas. First, we see the Buddha in the form of tankas and statues. When we see them, we supplicate, prostrate, and meditate. then our suffering is pacified. This is how Buddha protects us in this Dharmakaya form. Then you recite mantra and visualize the Yidam deities, and this removes your obstacles. This is how Buddha protects us in his Sambhogakaya form. When we meditate and rest in the natural state of mind, we are completely free from suffering. This is how the Dharmakaya Buddha protects us. When through practice, imprints of our negative karma and obscurations are removed. This is how the Sobhavika Kaya protects us. So usually, sometimes we mentioned 2 kayas, sometimes 3 kayas, sometimes 4 kayas. But when we talk about 4 kayas, Dharmakaya and this Sobhavika Kaya, they are actually same. Only the different is Sobhavika Kaya arise over mind through the part of we remove our defilement. And the Dharmakaya means the part of the relaxation, right? Resting. But then this I will talk more details during the vajrayana vehicle. If you practice with the real understand of this Buddha is always inseparably with you. Before I receive these teachings, honestly, I don't have feeling that Buddha is inseparably with you. It's quite hard. But think more, analyze more, listen more, and then finally I understood that our mind is Buddha nature. Then it's very true. Then I heard like this word, I mean the Buddha is inseparably with you. Then there is some feeling comes up. So, okay. If your faith is stable, then the Buddha's smile is always shining on you from the boundless sky of his love. If your trust is unshakable, the Buddha's wisdom radiates like a full autumn moon in a pure expanse of sky. When we take refuge in Buddha, we need to know Buddha's attributes. Of course, Buddha has limitless attributes. But here I will outline 8 of them. His 8 special attributes ornament the vast space of his mind like a star in the night. The 8 special attributes are echoed in the Trantic vehicle and Sutara too, both. The Buddha spontaneously radiates compassion towards mother sentient beings. The Buddha spontaneously radiates the 5 wisdoms to the mother sentient beings. The Buddha is spontaneously relaxed in non-dual awareness. From the Buddha, Yidam deities spontaneously appear like an array of stars. The Buddha is completely relaxed in the intrinsic nature, and therefore never gives rise to dualistic mind. The Buddha's activities arise from his extraordinary powers. The Buddha has purified all object and subject of samsara. So for him, everything is primordial purity. Primordial purity. Through the union of wisdom and compassion, he remains skillfully in the relative truth, liberating mother sentient beings. For example, birds have feathers to flying. People have legs for walking. The Buddha has powers, love, and omniscience for liberating mother sentient beings. If you doubt whether the Buddha can help us, don't worry, he has powers. If you doubt if the Buddha can sincerely comfort us, don't worry, he has bodhicitta and compassion. If you doubt if the Buddha knows how to resolve your problems, don't worry, Buddha has omniscience. So these 3 things are very, very important to keep in your mind. Buddha has power, compassion, and bodhicitta, and omniscience. Our friend, someone has power. If they protect us, help us, but if they don't have compassion, then if we ask, please do something, they will not do. They wouldn't do it, right? If some of our friends have compassion, bodhicitta, and power, they would like to help. They have power, but they try to help, but they cannot solve our problem because they don't have omniscience. I'm not criticizing our friends, but I make an example. So then Buddha has these 3 things. Number 1 has power. Number 2 has compassion and bodhicitta. Number 3 have omniscience. So then there is no way to doubt. So that's where Buddha is our principal refuge, protector, right? Actually, we have many protectors, but they protect us temporarily. But Buddha protects us continuously until the end of samsara. Protect in the samsara is not easy. Really, this is not easy. Protect from some temporary dangers is pretty easy. To protect from samsara is not easy because it's almost like a limitless. And then this, the suffering of samsara created by oneself. That's why it's very difficult to protect from samsara. But Buddha protect us. The highest way of taking refuge is knowing that Buddha is your pure nature of mind. When you realize that stably, then you don't need any other source of protection. Because at that level, you have become fearless. We call it realizing the view. When Buddha taught that you are your own protector, this was his meaning. If you are not at this level of practice, then you can take refuge in the representation of Buddha, such as statues, tankas, and other forms like amulets. This way of practicing refuge is very powerful, and it protects while you are taking refuge. But your fears and thoughts may return. Which means this way of taking refuge must be engaged in often. But it doesn't mean that the Buddha's representations lacks power, like power. It depends on how you take refuge in them. This is the middling way of taking refuge. If when you are facing problems and obstacles, you turn to yours and ask for help. But when your obstacles disappear and you are content, like when you have a full stomach and a healthy body, then you forget the three jewels. It does not mean they forget you, but the force of your forgetting blocks their protection and blessings. This is the lower way to take refuge. I have mentioned 3 ways of taking refuge, but don't think that you need to protect only one. You should practice refuge in all 3 ways. Once you have taken refuge in the 3 jewel of the Buddha, you must respect any representation of the Buddha, even if it is simple or broken, like a small piece of clay statue. You should offer the first portion of your food and often remember that qualities of the Buddha, and you must vow to never to give up the 3 jewels even at the cost of your life, or in the case of bravery. After taking refuge, you should not seek out any other protector. This means other protectors like mountain gods, nagas, gods of the elements. They also are in the prison of samsara. Do you remember our book about this? This is, you receive many times these teachings. I'm not complaining you, but inside it said that. But we will meditate on their analytical meditation. At that we will analytical meditate. At that time we will remember clearly. So we don't want to criticize them because they have power for temporarily. That's why they protect us through this way if we ask to protect us. But they are still in the samsara. So then if they there's a story. I don't know this really happened or not, but one mother, armless, she has no arms, but her son took away by the big river. But her compassion is, it's really speechless. Her compassion is such a, we all know how much mother's compassion, but she has no method. Because of her, she is armless. Similarly, these mountain gods and these nagas, some of these spiritual nagas, spiritual mountain gods, they would like to protect us as much as possible, but they cannot protect us entirely in this samsara, from samsara. So anyhow, so their power are not enough to liberate us from samsara, but Buddha has the power to liberate us from samsara because he is already liberated. The elements gods can provide temporary protection and give temporary benefits, like a rainfall or good crops, but still these are very much related to your karma. They cannot change your karma. This is the main thing. But when you supplicate the Buddha, then your bad karma is reduced and your good karma ripens. In short, Buddha is our ultimate refuge because he never differentiates between those who respect him and those who try to harm him. He cares for all equally. There is a story of the Buddha that illustrates this. At one time, the Buddha displayed being ill with a wind disorder. Wind disorder in our body has wind disorder, wind disease. A doctor named Jewa. Do you know Jewa? Maybe you know, right? Jewa, he came to see him and offered powerful medicine to cure his illness. The medicine was potent and energizing. When the Buddha took it, he recovered and was even healthier than before. The one time the Buddha's cousin, Devadatta, also got this illness and asked Dr. Jiva for the same medicine that he had given the Buddha. Devadatta asked Dr. Jiva how much of the medicine the Buddha had taken. The doctor said the Buddha took 32 spoonfuls of medicine mixed with butter, like oil. This is a very, I can't translate exactly this part, because if you know this, we call it mima. I don't know, but this meaning is, I think this is exactly. Maybe butter is oils. Which oil I don't know, right? But it says very energizing medicine, energetic medicine. So then this medicine is very powerful. A large does not. A large just is too strong for you. You will not be able to digest it. Then Devadatta said, no, no, I must, like the Buddha, you must give me the same amount of medicine. Even the doctor did, and Devadatta took it, but he could not digest it. Since this was very dangerous, the doctor asked the Buddha to help. Devadatta was very jealous of the Buddha and often tried to harm the Buddha. Even when it came to illness, he tried to compete with Buddha, but Buddha never lost his equanimity or compassion for Devadatta. So the Buddha went to Devadatta and said, by the power of my equal treatment of those who respect me and those who harm me, may my cousin Devadatta recover. And then Devadatta was able to digest that medicine, and he was cured by the power of Buddha. So Buddha has, if we analyze each and every quality of Buddha, it's really amazing. Buddha's compassion, bodhicitta, power, omniscience. Only talking about omniscience, I can tell you many days, but this is hard, quite hard. These are in the logic text to have. Buddha's omniscience is unfathomable, but we try to explain about that, right? But only equanimity. We always recite this equanimity. If we learn the Buddha's quality of equanimity, then we recite this, and then feeling comes up, feeling arises. If we nothing to learn about that part, we recite equanimity. Then equanimity means almost like just be lazy. Limbo, no, what is called that? Just nothing to do good thing, nothing to do bad thing. Not like that. So the Buddha's qualities are really, really amazing. And then what Buddha has quality? Each and every, we have these qualities. Only different thing is Buddha's qualities are blossoming. Our qualities of Buddha is still not blossom. Only that different is that. So think more Buddha protect us. How can protect? We are still, we say Vajrayana practitioner, Mahayana practitioner, and some practitioners. We say that, but still we think, oh, our protectors are somewhere, I'm somewhere, something like that. But think more, and then we are more trust, or we are more believing in Buddha. So it will help a lot. But we should go step by step. That is also very nice. It's exactly. And so we should go step by step, right? Suddenly we can't do anything. Okay, now we come to our second source of refuge, the Dharma. Why do we take refuge in the Dharma? This is question. It is because the Dharma is the Buddha's speech. We already understand the immeasurable qualities of Buddha. This gives some idea of how much his words can benefit us. For example, kind parents speak to their children through love in order to benefit them. So the Dharma came from Buddha's love and compassion to us. Only remember this part. When we heard the word of Dharma, Dharma comes from Buddha's love for us, for me, for you. If we listen it and practice it, will always benefit us like a light in the darkness. What is the refuge of Dharma? It has two parts. These are the scripture Dharma and the Dharma of realization. The scripture Dharma compressed of all Dharma texts and teachings. The Dharma of realization means cessation and path which are engaged through practice. Through Dharma practice, we will wake up and learning to conquer afflictive emotions. This is paths. When each and every afflictive emotions is purified, this is the fruition of the path we called cessation. It's very similar like Dharmakaya. This cessation also has two potentialities, which are that it serves as an antidote to afflictive emotions. Second, it is the factor of freedom from advantageous defilements. But to arrive at this place on the path, we need to follow the scriptures. These scriptures are also our refuge of the Dharma. Whether we are talking about scripture Dharma or Dharma of realization, the definition of Dharma is that which transforms our minds from grasping to selflessness. Only Dharma does it. Okay. So the Dharma protects us from the grasping. This is It is the biggest protection. Our suffering occurs because of suffering, because of grasping, right? Or I'm sick, or something happened to me, and everything's grasping. So Dharma cannot fix no need to fix each and everything. We try to fix the result. Dharma fixed cause. If the fixed cause, then cause of suffering, then there will not occur sufferings. Result of suffering. The suffering is the result of the cause of suffering, right? So grasping is cause of suffering. If you close your eyes and think, in this world, 7 billion of people, we don't say about other animals, who says I'm suffering? Or who says it's not okay, something happened? Everything is depending, grasping. If you say only these things not grasping, then I give you everything what I have. Maybe you no need, right, my things. Anyhow, so Dharma transforms our ignorance to wisdom. If you are really desire in Dharma, if you heard this word, it's really your desire could be strong. If you don't see value of Dharma, then if 100 times says Dharma transform our ignorance to wisdom, that's all. Just like a echo. This is such a powerful protection because we got lost in samsara due to our thick darkness of ignorance. Also, Dharma transforms our anger into patience, jealousy into rejoicing, strangeness into open-handedness, and so forth. Oh, they say Dharma protect three jewels. Oh, I know. I only know numbers. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha are three jewels. I know how to protect Buddha. Oh, yeah, something like how that protected from Dharma. Then we have to know that they transform our sufferings are into happiness. Sometimes you do like that. If your child or some of your friends makes you angry, right? Angry or unhappy or something, then you say, "Oh, I'm going to stop to fight." Then you close the door, close the window, sit on your cushion and meditate. Long breathe and meditate. Then your mind calms down. That means Dharma protects you from this suffering. Okay? As you can tell, the Dharma makes a good mind. A good mind makes a good person. A good person can become a noble person. And a noble person can become a Buddha. So now you can understand how Dharma protects you. Whether you recite a single mantra or practice Mahamudra, either one is the path to realize Dharmakaya. So either one can be the refuge of Dharma. If someone is sick, they recite Medicine Buddha's mantra, and this mantra will help that. So Medicine Buddha's mantra is the refuge of Dharma. If someone needs to live long, they practice longevity mantras and sadhanas, and these will help to accomplish their wish. This is also the refuge of the Dharma. Dharma protect us now by purifying our temporary suffering and achieving our wish, and it continues to be our refuge until the time when it helps us attain enlightenment. Here I will let you know this. It is said in many scriptures that the Buddha is our ultimate refuge and not Dharma and Sangha. This is because the Dharma and Sangha are like the boat and captain that help you to cross the ocean of samsara. Once you have crossed the river or ocean, you no longer need them. You will have become Buddha, merging inseparably with the Dharmakaya, which means the Buddha is the principal refuge. However, for crossing the ocean, you must have the boat and captain. Similarly, you must take refuge not only in the Buddha, but also in Dharma and Sangha. This is crucial. So being without the Dharma is like trying to cross the ocean of samsara without a boat. Without the Sangha, you would be sitting in the boat, unable to reach anywhere without a captain. Well, we say Dharma and Sangha are also important and they are our refuge. Just this is not enough. We need to know their qualities, how they protect us. The quality of the Dharma are endless, of course. All of the paths, bhumis, the three baskets, Tipitaka, right? Vows, loves, and wisdoms, they are all qualities of the Dharma. But we can condensed into 8. The first quality of Dharma is cessation, which means blocking the door to suffering, and it is a result of path. As you practice on path, you establish all phenomena as simplicity. The second quality of Dharma is path, which means the steps to nirvana. It has 5 classifications. They are the path of accumulation, the path of journey, path of insight, path of meditation, and the path of no more learning. No more learning is Buddha's Dharmakaya, beginning part of Dharmakaya. The third quality of Dharma is purity, which means being free of afflictive emotions and imprints of afflictive emotions. The fourth quality of Dharma is clarity, which means being free from wrong view. The fifth quality of Dharma is remedy, which means it has the method for liberation. 6. The quality of Dharma is inconceivable, which means it is the Dharma Dhatu. The 7th quality of Dharma is peaceful, which means free from karma and disturbing emotions. The 8th quality of Dharma is that it is unfathomable, which means being beyond speech, thought, and descriptions. Also, the Dharma explains cause and effect through relative truth. By practicing in accord with the cause and effect in relative truth, we arrive at ultimate truth, which means we become enlightened. In brief, Dharma is light. Dharma is light to illuminate our wisdom. In a simple way, Dharma helps us to be a good person, have a good mind, and live a happy life. So, the Dharma is necessary in this life. So, even if you have no wish to enter nirvana or you don't worry about the next life, still you should practice Dharma for the purpose of this life. For instance, if you are parents in your family, applying the methods of the Dharma, you can lead your family to a harmonious and enjoyable existence. Even if you are poor or even homeless, if you practice Dharma, the Dharma is your wealth and shelter. This means you don't feel poor and homeless. For example, Milarepa, he stayed in isolated cave, but his happiness was unsurpassed. So he always sang joyfully songs. Also, if you are in poor health, guiding your thinking using Dharma method will help you a lot. So sometimes I said, your illness invite Dharma practice. It's possible you could recover from your sickness. Like Lord Jigten Sungu, he got a leprosy, but he practiced the Yidam deities and boundless compassion, and then he recovered. Also, among his signs are the words, if I'm sick, I'm happy, because I'm purifying negative karma. If we can think like that, whether we recover completely or not, it will help us have a less discomfort or pain, and influence of the illness will be less. In the Refuge vow, it says, I go for refuge in Dharma, which is supreme among those free from attachment. Through practice Dharma, we pure the two graspings and two obscurations. So going for refuge in the Dharma means we have to practice it faithfully. Then Dharma will free us from desires and other afflictions. Okay. Then now we know our third source of refuge, the Sangha. As the Refuge vow says, I go for refuge in Sangha, the supreme assemblies of Aryas who will not regress. Sangha are called the friends for Dharma practice. All the lamas and the sanghas represent the jewel of the Sangha. You should be mindful of how you treat them. Even the red and yellow colors represent the jewel of the Sangha. So be mindful when see these colors. When I was child, my parents often told me to respect red and yellow colors. So when I was walking on the road, if I saw a piece of yellow and red cloth, I would not walk over it. Instead, I would pick it up and place it somewhere higher or in a tree. I have that habit, but now I do it less often because I see these everywhere now. But I still confess when I couldn't do as before. If we can do things like that, I think it would be great because it leads us to pure perception. Right? Sangha is Sanskrit for noble assembly. Noble assembly. Between the noble assembly or noble Sangha and the Sangha, there is a little difference. Because the noble Sangha means those who have attained the realization of the path, and Sangha who have taken the refuge vow. Also, it is said that wherever there is full gathering of our fully ordained monks is gathering of Sangha. But also whoever has Bodhichitta is noble Sangha. We should think that often. Okay. So we all should be noble Sangha. We must not forget to protect mother sentient beings through our help. Bodhichitta, the most beautiful ornament of the Sangha. It is the principal quality of the Sangha. Actually, there are 8 qualities of Sangha, just as within the Buddha and the Dharma. With the Buddha and Dharma, first is the quality of knowing to profound nature of phenomena. Second is the quality of knowing whatever exists. Third is the quality of knowing inner awareness. Fourth is quality of knowledge itself. Fifth is the quality of liberation from the obscuration of attachment. Sixth is the quality of liberation from obstructive delusion. Seventh is the quality of liberation from lower paths. Eighth is the quality of liberation itself. The quality of knowing the profound nature of a phenomena means a Sangha realizes that there is no difference between self and others. The quality of knowing whatever exists means a Sangha realizes the Buddha nature provides the minds of all mother sentient beings. The quality of knowing inner awareness means to realize generation and completion stages as well as the 3 baskets. The quality of knowledge itself means the realization of selflessness. The quality of liberation from the obscuration of attachment, this refers to having purified attachment to the object of the 5 sins, but still having a subtle attachment to meditation. However, a Sangha has purified all this. The quality of liberation from obstructive delusion. During the post meditation phase, one has trouble recognizing illusory nature of phenomena, but a Sangha has purified these. The quality of liberation from lower paths is that some of the Sangha have attained the 10th bhumis, so they are very close to Buddhahood. They have already purified obscurations of lower paths. The quality of liberation itself, as the Buddha said, you are your own protector. So, if you become an authentic Sangha, you can liberate yourself through practicing the Dharma. But it doesn't mean you don't need to take refuge vow. So you should follow the gurus as the Buddha and listen to your gurus' teachings like you are listening to the Buddha. Practice your guru's teachings as the Buddha practice. Then you will become the triple gem. Perhaps you think, oh, I'm not Sangha because I don't have these 8 qualities. But don't discouraged. You are Sangha because you have Bodhichitta and compassion. Bodhichitta and compassion are the most important factor necessary to protect others. When you protect others through Bodhichitta and compassion, then these 8 qualities will grow in your mind, unobstructedly. We must approach refuge with certainty. When we take refuge in the Buddha, we do it fully knowing that only the Buddha gave the refuge vow, which is Dharma. Only Sangha are true companion, right? Companion. So when you meet with difficulties, confusion, or obstacles in your life or in your practice, the Sangha are the human embodiment of compassion who will help you. In brief, 3 jewels are our soul refuge. Only they can protect us in this life and all our lives to come until we are enlightened. We should determine from the bottom of our heart that there is no other possible refuge beside the 3 jewels. Among the 3 jewels, the Buddha is head of our refuge. The Dharma is path to achieving liberation from suffering, and Sangha is the friend who help us to walk the path to attain Buddhahood. The Buddha is like a doctor. Dharma is like a medicine, and Sangha is like a nurse. After we have taken refuge in Buddha, we must abstain from seeking refuge in other mundane gods or protectors. After we have taken refuge in Dharma, we must stop intentionally harming others. After we have taken refuge in Sangha, we don't follow other friends who has wrong view, like who says there's no karma and violence is necessary for achieving one's goal. After you have taken refuge in the Buddha, you must respect whenever you see statues or images or Thangka paintings of Buddha, you must show your respect, even if it is just a small or inexpensive. You not treat them as your possessions, but you treat them as your refuge. After you have taken refuge in Dharma, whenever you see a single syllable or a word of Dharma, you must pay your respect and think they can teach you Dharma. After you have taken refuge in Sangha, you show respect to all Sangha, even it is just someone who wears the monastic robes. If you see small piece of Dharma robes, there are 3 additional requirements. First, remember the kindness of 3 jewels often. Make offering as much as you can and always pay respect. Second, remember the qualities of 3 jewels and continually follow them. Third, remember the benefit of refuge prayer and pray during 3 times of the day and night. If you can't pray during the 3 times of the day and night, you remember 3 jewels as much as possible. The benefits of holding refuge are: first, you become a Buddhist. Second is that by holding the refuge vow, you have the base of receiving all other vows. Third is the cause for the purification, non-virtue. Fourth is that vow of refuge is the best ground of accumulating merit. Fifth, it is the cause for no longer being reborn in the lower realms. Sixth is that refuge protects from harmful spirits. Seventh, the refuge aids in accomplishing all good wishes. Eighth, it quickly leads to enlightenment. So, there is the outer, inner, secret refuge. The outer refuge is respecting the 3 jewels like they are your own forehead or your crown. You knowing them to be inseparable from you and treat them with a perfect respect. The inner refuge is your realization or experiences or siddhis. The secret refuge is that you appear as the 3 kayas. This is your mind, your mindfulness in union with wisdom. We also call this your guru. From respecting and practicing the outer source of refuge, realizations occur, which are the inner refuge. And then from your mind appears the 3 kayas, which is the secret refuge. That means you become enlightened. Thank you very much. We stop here, right? Sunam de Tomje Zewanya, Tomanya Berdana, Bazene, Tigana, Balon, Drobai, Subun Zolan, Drova, Jo, Jamba, Bawe, Jodan, Jimba, Kundo, Zambo, Dean, Dejan, the Dakunja, Jiso, Dallas, Givan, the Tomje Rabdo, Chanchu, Sumjo, Ramboje, Maji, Bana, Jijer, Jiba, Nyamba, Mebai. Thank you very much.